Doma Sports Talk worldwide with some news from the world of boxing. So y'all know what time it is. You ain't in a rush to get concussed. Now, some pretty good work, some pretty good news in the heavyweight division, right? Sometimes you look for the fights that are right under those the championship fights. You know what I'm saying? We got Anthony Joshua and Usyk about the matchup, the rematch, and the winner's going to probably get Tyson Fury, even though he's retired. But you know, we're probably going to get undisputed after that fight between Anthony Joshua and Usyk. But those are all the championship belts. So we have the other fighters, you know, that, you know, from number 4 to number 10, which is a lot of good heavyweights. And, you know, we got to see them mix and match. You know what I mean? So, most people know I roll with JP, Joseph Parker, right? I think he's one of the top 5 heavyweights for the last 4 or 5 years. You know, and it was hard for me to say that because, you know, some people say, has he proved it? But then when you look at his whole career with him being 30-2 with 21 KOs, and the 2 losses that Joseph Parker had were very controversial in England against Anthony Joshua and Dillian White. But if you look at JP's career, you know, he has, even though he has back-to-back losses and he's come back from those, you know, he has a win over Hughie Fury, which is a good one, and he has a win over Andy Ruiz, which is a great win, and he had a win against Carlos Takam, who had a full camp. Carlos Takam, not that Carlos Takam that came 10 days notice against Anthony Joshua, not that Carlos Takam, right? So, you know, this one Carlos Takam had only lost 2 fights. So, you know, it's good. Even Dimitrenko back in the day. You know, Dimitrenko had only lost once or twice when JP beat him back in the day. So, Joseph Parker is a good heavyweight. Even, you know, and even the fights he lost, he was still in those fights. You know? So, that to me, looking at his skill set and how he handles himself, he's one of the top 5, in my opinion. He's up there. Straight the hell up. Because I got him, if he fights Dillian White again, I go with JP. If he fights Anthony Joshua again, I'll go with JP. That's just me, right? From where they are right now. That's who I would go for. So that would put him in the top 5, in my opinion. That's why he's good. Now, Joseph Parker, he was about to have a fight with Joe Joyce, right, to establish who's going to be the #1 for the WBO. That fight fell through because Joseph Parker went and got a new deal with another network, instead of the network they were going to fight on for Joe Joyce. Now, some people could say he avoided Joe Joyce because of that, but I'm pretty sure he's getting paid more in another contract. And I hear Joseph Parker saying, hey, it doesn't matter what we are, we can still fight. And people, in boxing, that's the real truth, right? The sides of the streets and who you can't fight because this promoter and that promoter, when things should happen, it will happen. Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather wasn't on the same side of the street. Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder wasn't on the same side of the street, and many other ones. Terrence Crawford, they say he was supposed to fight people from PBC, and he did. Felix Diaz and John Molina. But the other ones on the side of the street can't seem to happen, right? It's always this stuff. If you really think about it, Devin Haney fighting Kambosos. Eddie Hearn, he was on a different side of the street. Eddie Hearn let him out of the contract so he can go fight there. So when things supposed to happen, and everybody wants it to happen, then it will. But sometimes the promoters, they have more egos than the fighters. That's bottom line. So that's what's really going on. There ain't no damn side of the street. But anyway, Joseph Parker couldn't get Joe Joyce maybe. So what I'm seeing or hearing is that Joseph Parker had the nerve to put something in one of them Instagrams or somewhere. Some pictures talking about free smoke. Who wants it? You don't do that. Certain people, because Negro League fighters might ask for answer. You know, lucky you're a heavyweight because there ain't too many of them in the heavyweight division, because Luis Ortiz probably would have answered there. He's one of them. And Deontay Wilder's basically retired. So, but another one that people say, you know, why you mention him all the time? Michael Hunter answered, we can dance. Joseph Parker said, hey, I thought you was supposed to fight Hughie Fury. But Hughie Fury's sick. He can't fight. So Michael Hunter's open. Now, Michael Hunter is is a Negro League fighter because of the simple fact he don't get the props he deserves. Since he's been in the heavyweight division, he's handled his business. He beat Povetkin, and everybody know it. He got a draw from there, but he got robbed. Worse than Jack Catterall did against Josh Taylor, for sure, right? Worse than that. So he got robbed. He should have had a win against Povetkin. He didn't. But don't we think that Martin Bacoli is awesome? right? Bacoli's one of the up-and-comers about to, maybe get a championship fight. Yeah, he beat him when he was undefeated. The one loss is Michael Hunter over 6'7", 260-something pound Bacoli. Yeah, he's done that too. He beat Sergey Kuzmin when he was undefeated. He's also huge. Maldonado's huge. So that's going up to heavyweight and handling your business as a cruiserweight with not that much punching power is very, very impressive. It's Usyk type stuff. Because that's what Alexander Usyk is handling his business. He's not the major puncher. Right? The biggest puncher in the cruiserweight is Maurice Gassiev. Let's see what he does in the heavyweight. But the bottom line is, that's when Michael Hunter, he finds a way to win. Like this Andre Ward type of stuff. Like, how is he winning? He's not faster than everybody. He's not stronger than everybody. He's not more athletic than everybody. But he wins all the damn time. That's Andre Ward for you. That's kind of like Michael Hunter. Now, his last fight against Forrest, I keep saying that. I'm going to watch it. I never have, still up until today. He got a draw, but I think he was under the weather in that fight. I'm just going to say that. I'm just going to blurt that out there. Or Forrest was just awesome on that night. That could happen too, but he still got a draw in that fight. So, Joseph Parker versus Michael Hunter is a damn good fight. I hope it happens. But at the end of the day, this is one where I wish both of these fighters the best. You know what I mean? It's just like, hey, I'm just going to sit back and watch it, or probably even not, because I don't want to see either one of these guys lose right now. I'd rather them both to win, but sometimes in boxing, when you're up at the top, two of your fighters who you like or you wish them well, you might have to meet up sometime. It happens all the time, and this is one of those instances where y'all know I'm rolling with Joe, but y'all know I roll with the Negro League fighters because they're not getting the respect that they deserve, especially on American soil. So I can't just ignore one of those for nobody, not even Joseph Parker. So Michael Hunter gonna get his love, but so the hell is Joseph Parker. You see what I'm saying? Because they're my boys. Bottom line. So when they meet, it's a very, very highly competitive fight. I would have to lean 55 to 45 for Joseph Parker here. I think he's a little bit bigger. I think Joseph Parker has a touch more punching power, but even though Joseph Parker's not a one-punch knockout guy, but it's very, very close here. It's a thin 55 to 45 Joseph Parker, but we don't have to go into it too far because right now it's in those stages of just smack talking. Let's see if it gets a little bit more certified, solidified, you know what I'm saying, and then we could talk a little bit more. But that wouldn't be a bad fight, now would it? Doma Sports Talk Worldwide. And I am up out of here, y'all.